Welcome to this edition of the El Segundo City Council Recap. I'm your host, Egidio De Leo. Let's take a look at the items presented to the El Segundo City Council at their April 1st, 2025 meeting. During special presentation, City Council proclaimed April 6th through the 12th as National Library Week in El Segundo. During this week, City Council encourages all residents to visit the El Segundo Public Library, explore its resources, and celebrate all the ways that the library draws us together as a community. Library Manager Mark Herbert accepted the proclamation on behalf of the community. City Council presented Hope Anita Smith with a commendation for serving as El Segundo's inaugural Poet Laureate from January 2022 through December 2023. Hope served as a liaison, advocate, and leader for poetry, spoken word, and the literary arts, using her passion and talents to inspire a community of artists while making the art of poetry accessible and enjoyable to all ages. Arts and Culture Advisory Committee Chair John Pickhaver introduced El Segundo's next Poet Laureate, Kaweku Abimbola. Born in Gambia, Kaweku earned his Master's of Fine Arts in Poetry from the University of Michigan's Helen Zell Writers Program. He is currently an assistant professor of English and creative writing at Loyola Marymount University. Abimbola's two-year term as Poet Laureate lasts through the end of 2026. Police Chief Saul Rodriguez gave a presentation on the Wildlife Watch, a three-day program offered to volunteers by the Department of Fish and Wildlife. Wildlife Watch addresses and mitigates wildlife issues in the community. The program focuses on the city's wildlife management plan, coyote ecology and biology, animal hazing, and canvassing protocols. Certificates were presented to the volunteers who completed the program. During consent, Police Chief Saul Rodriguez recommended the purchase of patrol lockers and charging lockers for uniformed personnel with the police department, which would cost $55,000. After discussing the fiscal impact and lockers offered by other vendors, City Council approved the item. During staff presentations, Human Resources Director Rebecca Reddick presented a resolution modifying the basic salary range for part-time aquatics classifications, including lifeguard trainee, lifeguard, swim instructor, and senior lifeguard job classifications. Salaries for these positions were last adjusted on May 7, 2024. City Council adopted the resolution. Park Vista Board member Paul Laney presented the El Segundo Senior Citizens Housing Corporation Board annual report and 2025 operating budget for Park Vista Senior Housing Facility. Park Vista is a senior living facility owned by the City of El Segundo and managed by Cadman Group. The facility generated revenue of $850,601.54 in 2024 and is projected to generate revenue of $942,782.28 in 2025. Under current practices and plans, Park Vista will stay within or near the city finance recommended reserves until 2031 and then fall below recommended reserves. City Council received and filed the annual report and approved the operating budget. City Council directed staff to study the possibility of privatizing Park Vista and present options at a future City Council meeting. The request to release $200,000 annually to Park Vista reserves until the facility assessment is complete will be reviewed at the May 5th City Council budget study session. Recreation Parks and Library Director Ali Mancini and John Pickhaver and Jason Halfley of the Arts and Culture Advisory Committee presented the El Segundo Cultural Arts Master Plan, which provides a strategic framework for implementing key initiatives of the city's cultural arts program. The four goals of the plan are building a sustainable future for arts and culture, creating awareness and accountability, boosting visibility for cultural development fund partners, and hiring staff to ensure program stability. City Council approved the recommendations to expand and enhance communications to better promote programs and initiatives and to document and disseminate program findings and successes. Recreation Parks and Library Director Ali Mancini and Arts and Culture Advisory Committee Vice Chair Joan Palmer presented the Cultural Development Fund budget and programming for fiscal year 2025 through 2026. The total amount requested for fiscal year 2025 through 26 is $267,000 for items such as $110,000 for a cultural arts coordinator, $57,000 for the El Segundo Art Walk, and $7,500 for the Arts and Cultural Community Engagement Fund. Council previously approved $127,500 for public art installation at the Eurosari Swim Stadium. City Council directed staff to move funding for the Summer Concerts in the Park series from the General Fund budget to the Cultural Development Fund budget. Council also directed staff to maintain 75% funding for the Cultural Arts Coordinator position from the Cultural Development Fund and determine the appropriate General Fund budget source for the remaining 25% based on the responsibilities of the position. City Council approved the budget as amended. Councilmember Drew Boyles discussed the city-imposed requirement that any development over 50,000 square feet requires California Environmental Quality Act review. Deputy City Manager Barbara Voss and city staff recently convened an economic development roundtable event attended by real estate brokers, developers, and multiple startup businesses. At the roundtable, Councilmember Boyles proposed exploring ways to expedite the development process by increasing the threshold for environmental review. The 50,000 square foot threshold will be presented for discussion during the community engagement component of the land use element update. City Manager Daryl George provided an update on the recent activities related to Hyperion. Over the past 2 weeks, South Coast Air Quality Management District received approximately 42 odor complaints. The facility was not issued any notices of violation during this period. The bioenergy facility will be down for planned maintenance from April 5th at 6 p.m. through April 12th. During the outage, biogas will be utilized by a boiler for digester heating. Some biogas will be flared. It is not expected that hydrogen sulfide or any odors will be emitted. The first Hyperion Pipeline newsletter was released for March 2025. This newsletter will be released monthly, highlighting education, updates, and improvements made at the facility. Information about Hyperion can be found on the city's website at elsegundo.org/Hyperion. To watch the complete City Council meeting for April 1st, 2025 and learn more about the agenda items covered, visit elsegundo.org or watch the meeting on Channel 3. The next meeting will be Tuesday, April 15th.